Hey folks, I wanted to share with you the last portion of your final project. And so part one of your project is to create your research paper. And so once you have finished that and finalized that, you're ready to move on to part two, which is your mutual aid social media action post. And this is due a finalized version on Monday, March 22nd by 11:59 p.m. The purpose, right, now that we've completed our research on what is needed to bring joy and justice to our communities, it's time to complete part two of our final projects. So your task is to create a social media post in which you're raising awareness about your mutual aid campaign, right? So now your conclusion once you wrote your conclusion in your final project, you're ready to think about what kind of program you want to bring to Roosevelt or to Los Angeles. And remember that you can get as creative as you want with this program. So your social media post requirements are that you must focus on the research topic that you chose. So if you chose to talk about folks experiencing homelessness, then that's what your social justice post is going to be about. If you chose to focus on the Black Lives Matter movement, then your social media post is about that movement. If you chose to focus on students' mental health, then that's what your social media post is going to be about. Remember that the whole point is to create some joy, to uplift our community in a positive way. So your post must have some sort of joy or positivity to it. And it must invite people to participate in whatever your campaign is. Remember to get creative and specific about how you want to invite your community to participate in your program. You can include contact information like maybe the school's address or phone number, but don't include your personal information. So I'll show you some examples. Example number one is one that I showed you last week when we did the group activity. And so remember that SB Community Care was one network or organization that we looked at based out of Inglewood, California. And in this social media post, they're asking for donations, right? That's their mutual aid strategy, to ask for donations for folks experiencing homelessness. And so if you notice, right, they have their mutual aid campaign here at the top. They're asking for donations. They're telling you in this description what they need. They're telling you where you can find the donations, and they also tell you what they need. They know that not everyone is able to leave the house, so if you can't drop off items, they're giving you a second way that you can participate in their mutual aid campaign, and that's by collecting money or donations. And you can also see that they're giving you some options about how to join. So that's one example of something that you can do for a mutual aid campaign. Here's example number two. Remember that we also looked at community fridges. You might not be creating a community fridge, or maybe you would want one. You know, if you're thinking about food safety, maybe you're just looking at this as an example of how to design it, right? Since their mutual aid strategy is community fridges, then they would, this is one example of the social media post. They gave you a cool graphic. They talked about what donations they're accepting, and they're telling you at the bottom, right, the address, what date they're starting, and that they can't accept certain food, right? This is example number three. So UCLA's Mann Middle School or community school is creating care packages for students during COVID. So they give you contact info here at the bottom. They tell you how to sign up. They tell you what they need. And you can also create care packages for whoever it is that your focus community is, if that's what you want to do, right? They're telling you some social media places that you can also find them, as well as a website. If you want to create a whole social media account for your mutual aid campaign, that would be going above and beyond. It would be such an amazing way to carry out your campaign and raise awareness about your issue. But you don't need to do that. Here in this video, I've shown you how to use Canva. Option number one, you can click on this set of slides to learn how to use Canva to create your social media post. If not, I created a whole tutorial video on how to create your social media action post. And this is where you're brainstorming. Sorry, that font looks a little bit weird. I will change that for you. But thinking about brainstorming your campaign, what will your campaign consist of? How is it going to benefit the community? Do you want to create packages? Do you want to ask for donations? Do you want to share people's stories of resilience? Remember those stories we saw from Coco of South LA, of all those people sharing their COVID experiences, right? That's really us honoring people's lived experiences. You can also think of another creative idea, like maybe you want to have a movie screening that is socially distant for all students, or just any kind of creative way that you want to bring some joy to the community. You can also click on this site to start creating your social media graphic on Canva. So you would click on this link where it says collaborate and create amazing graphic design for free. And that is the Canva website that you can start designing your social media post. I know this looks confusing, but this is how to submit your project once you are on Canva. And so what you can do is click on these three dots. That's your first step. Click on the three dots in the corner, because you can either download the image, right? If you want to create like a GIF, or if you want to create an Instagram post, you can download it, or you can also share the link with me. You can also share it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, through email, all this, all these different platforms. Option number one here is if you want to share it with me, right? You would click on the share button at the top, and you would just share it with my email address. And you want to invite me to your team. So you want to click on this little box and check it off so that you can invite brenda.casanova@leusd.net to your team. That would give me editing access. That way I can see your image. Or if you would rather download the image, remember, if it's a GIF, it's not going to be moving if you download it as a PDF. But you can download the GIF or picture, right? If you want to download it, you would just download it as a PDF, and you can upload it onto Schoology. Or you can also share the link, right, with me on Schoology. So you have two different options of how you can submit. Extra credit. So next week, we're going to vote on the most creative and artistic social media post when y'all present your final projects. And the winning social media post is going to get, that creator's going to get a $10 gift card to a place of their choice and extra credit on their final grade. So really great opportunity for y'all to show off your artistic skills and enter to win that gift card and some extra credit for your final project. Remember to take advantage of all these extra credit opportunities so that y'all can get the best grade possible in our class. And that's all for creating your social media post. Any questions, please feel free to let me know, folks. Thank you.